There comes a moment in every person's life when they must confront the silent question echoing in their soul, am I truly living up to my potential? It's a quiet voice at first, a whisper in the dark, a tug at the heart, a flicker of restlessness during the routine of life. But make no mistake, that voice is the most important call you will ever hear, because locked inside you is a power so great, so immense, that if unleashed, it could reshape your destiny and shake the world around you. But that power will never rise to the surface without one critical ingredient: daily action. You see, the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is not found in talent. It is not found in luck. It is not found in some divine gift that only a chosen few are given. It is found in the ordinary, often invisible, decisions made each day. Every great achievement you've ever admired began as a small, humble act, taken not once, but again and again. People who rise above mediocrity don't do it by accident. They rise through deliberate motion, through focused effort, through the discipline of showing up even when no one is watching. Too many people wait. They wait for inspiration. They wait for the right mood, the right time, the right conditions. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. But life does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. The person who takes imperfect action will always go further than the one who waits for perfect conditions. Why? Because motion builds momentum, action breeds clarity, and movement, even small, even flawed, moves you closer to your potential. Let me tell you something that may shock you. You don't need to know the entire path. You don't need to see the top of the staircase to take the first step. All you need is to move today. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, not after the weekend, today. Because today is the only thing you truly own. And it is what you do today that creates the foundation for tomorrow. Some will tell you that success is a matter of fate, that it belongs to the privileged or the connected. But history has proven that belief wrong time and time again. Look closer at those who rise from nothing to greatness, and you'll find something far more powerful than circumstance. You'll find daily discipline. You'll find consistent action taken in silence long before the world applauded them. They understood one truth: above all others, you become what you repeatedly do. If you read, think, work, and act in alignment with your goals each day, even in the smallest of ways, you will transform. Not overnight, not without setbacks, but certainly inevitably. And here's the reason why daily action compounds. Each day's effort builds on the last. A single drop of water seems weak, but over time it carves canyons. That is the law of accumulation. That is the law that governs your growth. It is unbreakable, unstoppable, and completely in your control. Think for a moment about the life you desire, the kind of person you wish to become, the financial security you want, the impact you dream of making, the health, the energy, the confidence. That version of you is not in some distant, unreachable future. It already exists within you. It is not a question of whether it's possible. It's a question of whether you're willing to reach for it daily, without excuse, without apology, and without waiting for someone to give you permission. The people who change the course of their lives, who rewrite their stories, don't do so in one grand leap. They do it one focused hour at a time, one courageous decision at a time, one early morning, one late night, one more rep, one more call, one more page, one more yes, I can when the rest of the world says no. The power of daily action lies in its quiet persistence. It does not shout. It does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to be consistent. But consistency requires something that most people ignore: discipline. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous. But it is essential. Discipline is the art of doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the difference between a wish and a decision. It is the gap between failure and mastery. The world is filled with talented people who never achieved greatness because they lacked discipline. But those who show up each day, who refuse to negotiate with excuses, who keep the promise they made to themselves, that is the person who unlocks their potential. Understand this: your life will always reflect your daily rituals. If you sow distraction, you will reap regret. If you sow intentional action, you will reap transformation. The small habits you cultivate, The disciplines you embrace and the actions you repeat are not just things you do. They become who you are. And if you want to become more, you must start by doing more, consistently. Do not underestimate the power of one day. A single day lived with purpose can change the course of your week. A single week of focused action can shift your month. A single month of unrelenting commitment can transform your year. And a single year of daily action can build a life you once believed was impossible. You have a power within you greater than you can imagine. But that power is not awakened through talk. It is not activated by dreams alone. It is forged in the fire of effort. It is built through repetition. It is born when you take action in the face of fear and keep moving even when you feel like quitting. Today is your proving ground, not next year, not some future chapter. Right here, right now. The tools are in your hands. The power is in your hands. The question is, will you use them? Will you rise, take that step, do the thing, and repeat it until the world has no choice but to recognize the greatness within you? Unlocking your potential is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. And your most powerful choice is the one you make every single day. Take action daily. Do not look back. Do not give in. Do not slow down. Because the life you were born to live is waiting on the other side of your daily decision to move. Clarity is not just a helpful tool. It is the very foundation of all lasting power. Without clarity, a person can spend years in motion and end up nowhere. Clarity is the light that cuts through the fog of confusion. It turns scattered ambition into focused purpose. When you are clear about what you want, why you want it, and where you are headed, you awaken a force inside you that refuses to be stopped. Think about how many people wake up each day drifting, unsure of what they are truly pursuing. They work, they hustle, they stay busy, but they are trapped in cycles that lead nowhere because they have no defined aim. Activity does not equal progress. Business does not guarantee achievement. Only clarity can guide action toward a meaningful result. The mind, when given a clear and definite purpose, begins to seek out every possible solution. It becomes magnetized with intent. You begin to notice opportunities you once ignored. You attract resources, people, and moments of breakthrough because you're tuned in to what truly matters. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. Suddenly, the message is clear. Without clarity, the noise of life will distract and deceive you. You'll chase things that don't align with your deeper vision, and in doing so, you will waste time, energy, and potential. Clarity gives power to your words and meaning to your movement. When you speak with clarity, people feel your conviction. When you act with clarity, there is no hesitation. You move with purpose. You make decisions faster. You cut out distractions quicker. You stop saying yes to what doesn't serve you. And perhaps most importantly, you stop compromising with fear, doubt, and procrastination. A clear vision becomes your internal compass. Even in moments of darkness or uncertainty, it helps you find your way back to center. It becomes the reason you keep going when quitting feels easier. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never decided what they truly wanted. Clarity demands courage. It requires that you look at your life with honesty and ask, what do I really want? What am I willing to commit to daily? What does success actually look like for me? Not someone else's version, not society's standard, but mine. Once you answer that, you unlock an inner strength that pushes through resistance. That is where your power lies. Not in trying to do everything, but in committing fully to one clear, definite goal and taking daily steps toward it. If you want to unlock your potential, do not skip this step. Get clear. Be honest. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Visualize it every day. And then act. Clarity without action is a dream. But clarity with action becomes unstoppable momentum. Success is not built in grand, dramatic moments. It is built in the quiet discipline of small daily wins. These small victories, though they may seem insignificant at the time, are the building blocks of unstoppable momentum. One page read, one workout completed, one promise kept to yourself. These are not just tasks checked off a list. They are declarations to your mind and spirit that you are in control, that you are moving forward, that you are capable of progress no matter how slow. Most people make the mistake of waiting for some massive breakthrough. They believe change must come in the form of a life-altering moment, a bold leap, or a loud achievement. But the truth is, big results are the result of consistent, small actions repeated daily. Just as a river shapes stone not by force but by persistence, so too does a person shape their destiny with each intentional step taken each day. Small wins create something far more powerful than motivation. They build belief. Every time you follow through on a commitment, no matter how small, you teach your mind that you can be trusted. You strengthen your self-respect. You begin to shift your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who only talks. You begin to see yourself as someone who does. And when you start believing in your own ability to follow through, your confidence grows. That confidence leads to bigger actions, and those actions lead to real transformation. Momentum is a force of nature. Once it's on your side, it carries you. What once felt heavy becomes easier. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. But momentum must be earned. It is not given. It is built one day at a time, one choice at a time, through repeated commitment. You don't need to conquer the entire mountain in one day. You only need to take one honest step, and then another, and then another. There will be days when motivation fades. There will be days when you feel tired, uninspired, or discouraged. But if you focus on small wins, on doing just one thing that moves you forward, you will maintain your edge. Progress, no matter how slight, fuels your spirit. It reminds you that you are not stuck. You are evolving. Never underestimate the power of doing something daily. The most successful people in the world did not rise to greatness by accident. They showed up. They practiced. They adjusted. They won small battles that no one saw. And over time, those wins stacked up into a reputation, into mastery, into impact. If you want to build an extraordinary life, you must learn to fall in love with small wins, because they will build the bridge to every breakthrough you desire. Discipline is the quiet force that separates those who merely wish from those who actually achieve. It is the bridge that takes your dreams, those beautiful visions that live in your mind, and anchors them in reality through consistent, focused action. Without discipline, dreams remain floating ideas disconnected from progress. With discipline, however, every intention becomes a stepping stone. Discipline is the mechanism that turns inspiration into execution. You may have a powerful vision. You may feel deep motivation. But unless that energy is controlled and directed through daily discipline, it will fade and nothing will change. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It means waking up early when the comfort of sleep whispers to stay in bed. It means saying no to temporary pleasures in favor of long-term results. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a form of self-respect. It is the highest act of love you can show yourself because it proves you believe in your potential enough to act on it. Many people start strong. They feel excited, full of hope, ready to take on the world. But emotion fades. Life becomes busy, obstacles appear, and without discipline they stop. But the person who masters discipline becomes unstoppable. They are not controlled by mood or motivation. They are driven by commitment, and that commitment gives them an edge most will never know. Discipline allows you to keep moving when the road gets tough, when others quit, and when nothing around you seems to validate your effort. Every successful person, regardless of background, mastered the art of showing up daily, not just when it was convenient, not just when it was easy. They trained themselves to act in alignment with their goals no matter what. That is what discipline is, the habit of aligning your daily choices with your ultimate purpose. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build, one decision at a time. When you practice discipline, you become the architect of your life. You stop reacting to the world and start designing your future. You stop blaming circumstances and start shaping outcomes. You don't wait for conditions to be perfect. You create progress with what you have. Discipline teaches you that success isn't found in grand gestures, but in repeated effort, focused execution, and doing the right thing over and over again until it becomes who you are. If you want to bring your dreams to life, Discipline is non-negotiable. It is the fuel that keeps the engine running long after motivation has died out. It is the decision to choose growth over comfort. And every time you honor discipline, you reinforce your identity as someone who does not give up, someone who finishes what they start, someone who can be counted on, even by themselves. Dreams are powerful. They ignite the fire. But discipline is what keeps it burning. And if you want to cross that bridge from where you are to where you want to be, you must build it, step by step, with discipline. Not once, not occasionally, but every single day. Faith by itself is a beautiful spark, a powerful belief that something greater is possible. It is the vision you hold in your heart before the world can see it. It gives you hope when there is no evidence, strength when you are tired, and courage when the odds seem overwhelming. But faith alone is not enough. Faith must be backed by action. Only then does it become a true magnet for success. There are many who believe in themselves, who visualize their dreams and speak words of affirmation. But they stop short when it's time to act. They wait. They hesitate. They pray, but they do not prepare. They wish, but they do not work. Yet the law of life demands more than belief. It demands movement. When you take action in alignment with your faith, you activate something extraordinary. You tell the universe, I am serious. You become a participant in your own miracle. Action is the proof of faith. It is how you show that you truly believe. It's easy to say, I have faith that I will succeed. But do your actions match your words? Are you putting in the work even when no one is clapping? Are you studying, practicing, refining, building, day after day, even when it feels like nothing is happening? That is where most people fall short. They believe up to a point, but without action, faith weakens. It becomes wishful thinking instead of a driving force. When faith and action come together, something remarkable happens. You begin to attract opportunities. The right people start to notice you. The right doors begin to open, not by accident, but because you were moving in the direction of your vision. Faith draws the blueprint, but action lays the bricks. Together, they build the life you were meant to live. This combination is what turns dreams into results. It doesn't require perfection. You don't need to have all the answers. What matters is the willingness to act boldly in the direction of your belief, to keep walking even when the path isn't fully visible. Each step, no matter how small, sends a message to life itself. I believe in my purpose. And life responds to that kind of commitment with favor, with clarity, with progress. There is a quiet confidence that comes when you move with faith-fueled action. You're no longer waiting for the world to validate your worth. You're living it. You begin to understand that success isn't something to be chased. It's something that is attracted to the person who refuses to sit still. The person who wakes up with belief in their heart and determination in their hands becomes magnetic. Your life, your character, and your results are not determined by what you occasionally do, but by what you do consistently. You become what you repeatedly do. Every thought you think, every action you take, every habit you allow into your life is shaping you, slowly, silently, but powerfully. This truth applies whether you realize it or not. You are either building strength, focus, and excellence every day, or you are reinforcing laziness, doubt, and distraction. Your daily behaviors are writing your future. Too many people believe success is about big decisions or once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. But greatness is never an accident. It is the natural outcome of repeated effort. If you want to become strong, you train consistently. If you want to master a skill, you practice daily. If you want to be focused, you must build that focus like a muscle through deliberate, repeated discipline. The person you see in the mirror today is the result of countless past decisions, both big and small, that you've made over time. Your habits are the invisible architects of your destiny. They determine whether you rise or remain stuck. And they aren't formed by dramatic acts. They are formed by what you choose to do when nobody is watching. What you do when it's inconvenient. What you do when you're tired. What you do when you don't feel motivated. Those moments are where your future is quietly being created. Excellence is not an event, it is a lifestyle. The people who rise to extraordinary levels didn't get there overnight. They didn't rely on talent alone. They simply outlasted the rest. They showed up even when it was hard. They worked through boredom, fatigue, and setbacks. They repeated the same basic actions over and over again, not because it was easy, but because it mattered. Over time, repetition became identity, and identity created unstoppable momentum. If you want to change your life, don't start by trying to change everything at once. Start by changing what you do today. Start with your morning routine. Start with your thoughts. Start with one new discipline. Because when you repeat something long enough, it becomes automatic. And when your positive habits become automatic, so does success. You don't have to guess who you're becoming. Just look at what you're doing consistently. If your actions reflect courage, growth, and commitment, then you're building a powerful future. But if your habits reflect hesitation, distraction, and doubt, then you must take responsibility, not with shame, but with purpose. You have the power to choose new actions, and through those, build a new version of yourself. The real transformation doesn't happen in a single breakthrough. It happens in the repetition. It happens in the mundane moments that most people ignore. But those who understand this principle, those who take control of their habits, begin to experience a shift. Their identity changes. Their confidence grows. Their results compound. Your future is not something waiting to surprise you. It's something you're quietly creating every single day through your routine. The life you will live tomorrow is being shaped by the actions, thoughts, and choices you make today. It may not seem dramatic, but your daily routine holds the blueprint for your destiny. What you consistently do when no one is watching reveals where you're truly headed. Success is not a mystery. It's a reflection of habits repeated with discipline and intent. Too often, people search for miracles, breakthroughs, or shortcuts, hoping that something outside themselves will suddenly change everything. But the truth is far simpler and far more empowering. Your future isn't somewhere out there. It's hidden in how you start your morning, how you use your time, how you handle distractions, how you prioritize growth, and how you take care of your body and mind. Every routine you follow is a silent vote for the kind of life you are creating. If your routine is full of purpose, progress, learning, and health, your future will reflect those values. But if your daily actions are filled with procrastination, mindless entertainment, and avoidance, that too will shape your life, and not in the way you hope. There is no escaping the fact that we all become the product of our daily patterns. It's not what you say you want that matters. It's what you consistently do that counts. The beauty of this truth is that it gives you complete control. You don't need a perfect plan, a lot of money, or a big opportunity to begin changing your future. You need intention and consistency. By refining your routine, bit by bit, you can completely alter the direction of your life. You can learn a new skill, improve your mindset, strengthen your discipline, and build momentum simply by making small but intentional shifts in your daily actions. Think of the most successful people in the world. What separates them isn't luck or genius, it's their routines, their rituals, the things they do daily, especially when no one is watching. They use their mornings to prepare, their afternoons to produce, and their evenings to reflect or recover. They make time for growth, focus on priorities, and protect their energy. And over time, those actions compound into mastery, wealth, health, and fulfillment. Even the smallest habit, when done consistently, becomes a cornerstone of your identity. If you want a different future, begin by building a different day. Rise earlier, read more, move your body, choose your thoughts, cut distractions, focus deeply. Repeat it not once, not for a week, but every day. That's how transformation happens. It's not always exciting, but it's always effective. Your routine is your silent architect. It's either building a life you love or creating a reality you'll later regret. So choose carefully, be intentional, and remember, your future doesn't need to remain a mystery. Just look closely at your daily routine, because that's where it's already being written. The truth is simple, yet powerful. Your potential is not hidden in some distant future. It's waiting to be unlocked through the actions you take today. Every moment, every decision, Every habit is either moving you closer to the life you desire or further away from it. Clarity gives you the direction. Small daily wins build the momentum. Discipline keeps you grounded. Faith fuels your courage. Repetition forms your identity. And your routine becomes the foundation of your future. No one else can do this for you. The responsibility and the power belongs to you alone. You don't need to wait for permission for motivation or for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. You already have everything within you to become who you were meant to be. But it starts with a choice to take action daily, to stay committed, and to believe in the results even before they arrive. Success does not come in giant leaps. It arrives quietly, gradually through consistent effort. So take that step today, then another tomorrow, and keep going. Your future is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of commitment. Stay focused, stay faithful, and never stop moving forward, because the life you dream of is already within reach. One daily action at a time.